Do you guys remember the other day when I was like, the bookshelves are done, right? We're at max capacity, absolutely no more books. What did I go and do the other day? Where am I gonna put these? Where am I gonna put these? Hey guys, what's up? It's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, and if you've come back, thank you so much. Today, you guys, it is time for the very long awaited bookshelf tour. Thank you guys so much for all of the love on part 1 to this little video of me, you know, building the shelves and setting them up. It was a lot of fun to do and very chaotic. But today, you guys, we are doing a brand new 2025 bookshelf tour, a complete in-depth bookshelf tour. So I'm going to be taking you guys basically through like row by row by row. I'll show you like some of my favorite special editions because I know that I love to watch like in-depth bookshelf tours, and I know you guys have been wanting one as well. So as requested, thank you for your patience. It's finally time. As I was sort of mentioning in my setup video, the way that I've staged my bookshelves now, I'm very happy with, for starters. But second of all, we do have my physical TBR predominantly on that far shelf there. And then the 2 new Billy bookshelf cases you guys saw. This has like my favorite books, my special editions and things like that. So it's pretty when I film in front of it. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right on into it, you guys. Like I said, it's gonna be a nice, long, in-depth video. So without further ado, you guys know the drill. Let's get comfy, let's get cozy, and let's get right on into the video. All right, you guys, because I'm too short, I had to get a stepping stool to show you guys the top shelf. And we've got a mic because it is about to thunderstorm, and literally it's gonna be so noisy if I don't use a mic. So I have decided that's what we're doing. Anyways, you guys, like I said, I'm too short to reach the top of my shelves and read them. So I'm on a stepping stool right now. So if the angle is a bit funky, I'm very sorry about it. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to show you both my top shelves, and then we'll go down and do a nice little like in-depth of the rest. So the first shelf up here, as I said to you guys, these first 2 shelves are both like my favorites and things like that. So the first shelf here is all of my like sports romances, and then we have like a stacker of my favorite standalones. So I've got like my special edition of Icebreaker, which is super cute. So I put a little bow in it. It's so cute. It's got like the little pink foiled sprayed edge. It's a nice hardcover. We've got the rest of the Maple Hill series, and then I have 2 editions of Collide by Balcabra, which I absolutely love. And this version here, I'll just show you guys, it actually has like sprayed edges with Aiden and Summer's names on it. So that's the book. And then on the side, it's got sprayed Aiden and Summer, which is so cute. And I'm so happy that Australia now is getting a lot of really cute like special editions. It's really quite sweet, you know what I mean? Next to them there, we do have one of my favorite series of all time, which is of course the Windy City series by Liz Tomford. I've got The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata, The Striker by Anna Huang. And then as I said, this is sort of the start of like my favorite standalones. So we've got like A Love Letter to Whiskey. Next to it, I've just got all my favorite like individuals. So I've got like The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young, Morbidly Yours, One True Loves, all my emotional romances out the back too. So that's sort of that one there. And then I'll see how well, because you guys are on my bed right now, I'll see how well we can get to that other shelf, but maybe I'll just show you from here. So over here, I'll just do very briefly because I can't really get you guys in a good enough position to fully see, but I'll try and get as close as possible. But here and above me here is my Cassandra Clare collection. So I have been a massive fan of Cassandra Clare since I was a child. It's probably one of the first series that got me into reading when I was like 12 or 13. So I've got all of like I'm gonna fall off this thing. Oh my God. Got the Infernal Devices, all of the Mortal Instruments here. I've got like a special edition of City of Glass, which I bought myself for Christmas because that is my favorite one in that series. If you haven't read this series yet, you guys, it is an incredible, immersive, like when I tell you guys, there's about like 6 series in the one universe. It's a young adult fantasy series, romantasy series, and it is so good. And then the rest of those books are sort of up there as well because they're so big, they don't really fit in one like section, you know what I mean? So that's the top 2 shelves. Okay, the next 2 shelves I love very much. So the next one here, what is going on with my hair? Like, why have I got that bump going on? Anyways, the next 2 shelves are very special to me. This one here is obviously my Bridgerton series, mainly just Bridgerton because the rest of the Julia Quinn books that I have in my possession are on my TBR, but these are all of my Bridgerton books. So this set right here are all of the like, I don't know if they're first editions, I don't believe they are, but I know you can't get these anymore, they are out of print, but they are these like small editions of the Bridgerton series, and I had to scour a secondhand like book convention for all of them, and I'm so happy that I found them all. I've also got that I got for Christmas. I have to show you guys. It's so cute. I've got this special edition of, I believe you obviously can still buy these. They've just started bringing out like these double editions because obviously there's 8 books in this series. So they've started bringing out these these double special editions of 2 books in one. So this one here is Benedict and Colin. So you've got An Offer from a Gentleman and Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, which, as you guys know, are my favorites in that series. And you know that Romancing Mr. Bridgerton's my all-time favorite book. So it's so cute. It's got these like green sprayed edges and like the green foiling on the pink. I just think it's so cute. And on the shelf, it's really pretty as well. Then we've got 2 of my TV show tying covers, and then the rest of them are just sort of here in the original, you know, schmick, whatever. Coming down here, we have my small town like cowboy romance shelf. So if you guys had seen my original sort of setup and you've been following me since last year, you will have seen on my old shelves I had like a few like bookish prints stuck to the outside of that brown shelf, and I decided because they don't have like any hooks, you know, when you buy photo frames and they've got a stand on the back, I ripped all the frames off, like the stands off, sorry, and I was like, oh, I really want to use them, and thankfully they all sort of sit in the shelf really nice. So this one here is from Chestnut Springs, and it says, what the hell is a cowboy hat rule? And it's, you wear the hat, you ride the cowboy, which if you've read that series, it's a very famous quote from that series. So across here we've got all of the Chestnut Springs. You guys know that Heartless is my absolute favorite. I adore that book so much. So I do have 3 of the mirror covers. I was very lucky to find them on Amazon last year for some reason, even though they're out of print, but I cannot find the rest. So if you guys know anywhere that I can at least get Reckless, I mean, I love Flawless, but I really want Reckless because that's going for like $100 right now, ridiculously. So I've got 3 of the like mirror covers, my little cowboy pot plant, and then just the rest of the series there. I then, coming across the other side, have the 2 books in the Rose Hill series that are published at the moment. We've got the Silver Pine series by Paisley Hope. If you haven't read these books yet, please do. They are so good. And then we've just got a stacker of small town romance as well. So you've just got like the Rebel Blue Ranch series. We've got a few Devney Perrys in there as well. And Devney Perry, so beautifully this year, sent me this really cute sprayed edged version of Crossroads. If you haven't read this yet, it's actually really cute. Definitely worth the read, super fast paced. So definitely recommend that one. Moving down to this shelf here, we have all of my like Heartstopper books. And if you guys have seen my bedroom, there are leaves everywhere. I did contemplate during that video if I was going to take the leaves down. I think I'm going to leave the ones up that are over my bed. However, there's some on the outside of the bookshelf to the left of me that I think I'm going to take down. I love Heartstopper so much, but I think I've had the leaves up on my room for a really long time. And I think them being everywhere is a bit too much for me now, but I'm definitely going to keep the ones above my bed. Anyways, this is my Alice Oseman shelf. So obviously over here we have all of the Heartstopper graphic novels. So I've got 2 versions of each because I have the original sort of paperbacks, and then I have these beautiful special foiled hardcovers, which I'll show you guys. So as I was saying, as well as like the originals, which sort of just look like that, I do have for each of the books as well these beautiful foiled special editions, which I don't know if the camera is showing you too well, but they're very cute. So I was very lucky to grab those as well. Moving across, we do have like the TV tie-in show cover. We've got Alice's just like standalone series. So we've got Solitaire. I know these are out of order, but I just put them in rainbow order. We've got a special edition of Solitaire, which if you guys don't know is a story about Charlie's sister, Tori. So that's there, and it's got this like pink red sort of sprayed edge with the snow, and if you know, you know. And Michael Holden on the back, love of my life. We've got this cute little bookmark that I made that says, I like to think we'd find each other in any universe, which is a very famous quote from the series as well. And then of course in the corner here we've just got some special editions. So I've got the Heartstopper yearbook, got a special edition of Nick and Charlie, and then I also have these cute little like Nick and Charlie cards as well. So, well, they're like Heartstopper cards, they're not necessarily Nick and Charlie. So that's that shelf. Okay, moving down again, it's harder again to grab this shelf. You guys saw in the intro there, my bed is sort of very near my bookshelf, so it's hard to sort of like have space to sort of film this, but this is sort of a miscellaneous shelf for adult romance, like contemporary romance. So we've got a few little things on this shelf here. So there's a stacker just here, and this has a bunch of just like miscellaneous adult romance. So we've got my indie edition of the Dirty Air series. I've got the Kings of Sin back here as well. For some reason, one of these just is sticking up very, very hard. Next to it, I've got all of my Lauren Asher books so far. So we've got the Dreamland Billionaires and Lakefront Billionaires series. Of course, we've got the Twisted series by Anna Huang. And then this is my Ali Hazelwood little thing. And of course, I got to show you guys my little special editions of Ali because I love these so much. So I'm very, very fortunate that I have a really lovely working relationship with Hachette, the publishers here in Australia. So I do get sent some really beautiful arcs. So I'll show you guys. I get a lot of arcs from them, but the most beautiful ones that I get are the Ali Hazelwood ones. So The first one we have is Not in Love, which was her most recent STEM release last year, which looks like that. So it's like pink with the gold foiling. And then another one which people are screaming about that I have. Like when I opened this up on my TikTok, everyone was like, what's your address? Like, I am coming. And it's Deep End, which I have just finished, and I can't wait to tell you guys my thoughts on this. I have to just double check when I can actually talk about this because it doesn't come out until February. But this is her first like sports romance. It's still got a bit of that STEM element, which we know and love Ali for. But yeah, that beautiful like blue foiling. Oh, it's so stunning. So that's another fave of mine. And then in the corner here, I've just got like The Hating Game, which I love, guys. I read as a kid and then I got back into reading in probably like 2022 or something like that. And then like this was before I even started my like accounts or anything. I was seeing people recommend books and everyone's talking about The Hating Game. I read The Hating Game and I actually loved it. And I still think it's such a good book, but I would love to like go back and like read it again and see if I still think it's like a 5-star read. Because at the time when it was fresh and I wasn't reading a lot, like that was like the best thing ever. But I still think it slaps. Like I'm here for it. Oh, I didn't mention in the corner, I've got the Kiss Quotient trilogy, which I think everybody needs to finish. I know the Kiss Quotient was like a massive book and like back in the day, like I said, in that same era as The Hating Game. But nobody has read The Bride Test. No one has read The Bride Test, and I love this book so much. And the next one, which is The Heart Principle, so good, such good autism representation. But like the stories are just gorgeous. Like if you guys thought the Kiss Quotient was cute, I actually think the second two are much more mature and so much more interesting. I'm fully lying on the floor for you guys right now. Like that's the level of commitment we're at for today. Anyways, another miscellaneous romance shelf down here. So in this corner, we've got all my Tessa Bailey. I have so much Tessa Bailey. And guys, let me know. Can you see my feet in the background? What do we think about Tessa Bailey? Because I was going to write her off at the end of 2023 because I'd read like Fix Her Up and It Happened One Summer and I love those books. And then like all of her recent releases, I was like, what's happening, Tessa? Like what is going on? And then she released, where is my favorite book? Then she released The Au Pair Affair and I was like, oh, Tessa Bailey's back. Tessa Bailey is back. If you guys have not read this book yet, please do. It's part of the Big Shot series. It comes after Fangirl Down. This was so good. So please read this. She honestly like restored her face. Hello. I can't speak English. It restored my faith in her. So that was really fun. So yeah, we got that. Then we got a few Christina Lauren books. I honestly got rid of a lot of them. I don't know about you guys, but I think like Christina Lauren, especially last year, like I was reading their books and it was very mid. Like I found as though I was like, why is everyone hyping these so much? I just wasn't enjoying them as much as I thought I was going to. Anyway, sliding down here again, Christina Lauren, some Emily Henry's, Ella Maisie. If you guys haven't read these books, please do. Marriage for One and To Love Jason Thorne, Spanish Love Deception, and Say You Swear. And then we've got all my Colleen Hoover. Colleen Hoover, she's in the corner, you know. And I guess whilst we are on the floor, I'm just going to take you across to this shelf because I think that makes the most sense. So on the bottom shelf here, this shelf on this side predominantly has, like you guys would have seen, it was predominantly romance on that side. This shelf here is predominantly like dystopian, fantasy, romantasy. There is a shelf with red, white, and royal blue in it, but the rest of it is predominantly like fantasy and young adult romantasy and stuff like that. So bottom shelf here, we've just got some of the staples. Funnily, I say that I do have Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. If you have not read this book, what are you doing? Like, please look at this beautiful special edition I have with the sprayed edges. Like, I'm not playing around. This book is absolutely gorgeous. One of the most beautiful, poetically written books too. And if you want to try something different and you haven't read like MM before, please do. So there's a few MM romances down there. Then we got the Selection series by Kiara Cass. I don't know how to say her name, but that was a big staple for me as a kid. And then over here we have the Hunger Games trilogy, Divergent. And then we have, if you guys haven't read the Revenant series by Emmy Plum as a kid, what are you doing? And of course, Maze Runner and Our Violent Ends, that series by Chloe Gong, I can't remember. And I guess whilst we're here, I'll just do the next shelf up, which again, we've got another one of my prints, which says, and I'm sad because when I went to print this out, it got cut off the bottom half. So it is meant to say, my favorite hobby is crying over fictional characters, but this just says crying over fictional, which is a little bit sad. But anyways, this shelf here, we've got my dark romance shelf. So like dark romance / like paranormal sort of vibes. So the first little book I'm going to show you guys here, because I love it so much, is my little special edition of Bride by Ellie Hazelwood. I mentioned to you guys, I get a lot of her arcs through Hachette, and they sent me this last year too, with this like flip cover with the claw through it. It's honestly so slay. As I said, dark romance. We've got some Penelope Douglas, and then we've got H.D. Carlton. I love this woman more than life, and I don't care what anybody says. So we've got Does It Hurt, Where's Molly, Cat and Mouse Duet, Satan's Affair, and we've got the Mind F series. If you guys haven't read that yet, please read this book. It's a 5 like you can read them all in Kindle Unlimited. It's a 5-book series, but they're all quite small. So that's how big the whole series is. One book like that. And it's so good. It's about a serial killer who falls in love with the FBI agent who is trying to find her and like working on her case. And then to finish that shelf off, we have the Never After series by Emily McIntyre, which again, if you've not heard of it, is a series about like, they're like twisted reimaginings of our favorite childhood stories. So you've got The Lion King, The Wizard of Oz, Aladdin, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Peter Pan, and you have The Little Mermaid, which is the most recent. And I think the final one. So love these so much. And they're dark romance as well. There are those leaves I was literally telling you about. So anyways, next shelf up here, as I said, has my very big collection of Red, White and Royal Blue and some Hunger Games. So I'll take you through them again. So for those who don't know, Red, White and Royal Blue is one of my favorite books of all time. I just think it's so special. If you haven't read it yet and you again want to try something out of your comfort zone, please read this book. It's so good. And the movie's awful. So if you've seen the movie, I'm sorry for you. But anyways, so I now own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 editions of this book and forever collecting because like I said, is my favorite book ever. So I'll just take you through them. So obviously first up, we've got the movie tie-in cover, which we don't talk about the movie. Then this book has seen sort of 2 changes. This is the very first original copy of this book that even has like the little step back going on. This book and the one next to it there you can see in the pink, both have Harry Potter references in them. So the author made the executive decision to remove the Harry Potter references from the books following all of the controversy with J.K. Rowling, so which absolutely fair and valid. But I do still have those 2. I do, however, think that the Harry Potter references in the book are hilarious, so I was kind of sad they were removed. However, I can understand and respect why they were removed. Anyway, following that, we've got 3 limited special editions. So the first one is the one that I get asked about the most, like on the daily, especially on my TikTok videos. It's the Illumicrate special edition of this book. It does have Alex and Henry on the front cover. This is without the dust jacket. So people like be messaging me being like, that's not the Illumicrate version. I'm like, yes, it is. I took the dust jacket off. So it's got this like confetti sprayed edges. And then there is Alex and Henry on the inside as well. Then we have the US collector's edition, which again, without the dust jacket says history, huh? Bet we could make some, which is a very famous quote. And then I have a bookmark on the side here that my best friend Bridie made me. It is one of our favorite books. We love this book so much. So she made this for me for my birthday. And finally, I have the UK special edition. Looks like this. Has fireworks on the sprayed edges, blue and pink on the edges too. It looks like that. And on the inside of these, I didn't show you guys, but they do have like art of Alex and Henry, which is really cool as well in certain parts of the book. So I love this book so much. If you guys want a book that is like literally just going to make you laugh out loud, and I always say feels like fireworks in the sky and glitter in your hair, you will love this book. Like not only is it a beautiful love story, but it is just so fun and full of life and color and just an all-round really entertaining read. So that's that. Coming in on this side here, I've got some beautiful editions of the Hunger Games. So I won't pull the whole set off, but these ones here, I don't believe you can buy these anymore. I bought these many years ago. I had a big hyperfixation with the Hunger Games when I was a child. So I have every single edition of it ever. So these ones are these beautiful white editions that have gold. They've got gold, red and blue to match the books, and they are stunning. I guess because I'm pulling them off the shelves, that's them. They've got blue and red things. And then the second set that I have, these only just came out. So this was a box set that you could buy, and it does include the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is so exciting. And they are these beautiful like special editions. So there's the Hunger Games. They've got a quote on the back. You can't see it with the camera, but there is like orange foiling on this. So you've got the Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay, and of course the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So it's nice to have a box set that included all 4 of the books now. And I'm so excited for Sunrise on the Reaping. You guys will literally see me walking around, running around in the woods with a Mockingjay pin on. Okay, like I'm not even kidding. I'm not playing around. And then we have 2 books by F.T. Lukens. I think it's F.T. Lukens. In Deeper Waters and This Is Ever After, which I loved as well. They were great books. Up next here, we've got a very favorite shelf of mine. So we have the Shatter Me series. We have some of the Empyrean series. And then we have ACOTAR, which I'm hiding my special edition because I'm going to show it to you at the end. But I read Shatter Me last year. I still think we're in 2024. We're not. We're in 2025. I read this series last year in 2024 as a 24-year-old. And I thought, am I going to enjoy a young adult dystopian book series as an adult? Because like I said, hadn't read them since like about the Hunger Games. I devoured. I think this series is so strong. The first 3 books, honestly, are incredible. And I think the series should have stopped there. The back end of the series, I only finished because I love Kenji Kishimoto with my life, but I still think it's worth it for a full read. Anyways, of course, we've got Iron Flame and Fourth Wing. Of course, we've got Onyx Storm coming out soon. And I do have a special edition, of course, of Fourth Wing with the sprayed edges. This is a special edition of The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which looks like that. It's got the snake sprayed edges. But also, look at this book without the dust jacket. That is stunning. Low-key, part of me wants to display it like that. I still need to get the Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I think it's got like a sword down the side. And of course, over here, we have the ACOTAR series, which I also read last year for the first time. I know I'm a clown. I was late to the party, but I absolutely loved it. And you guys know that I absolutely loved it. Loved it so much, in fact, that I had to buy a hardback of Mist and Fury, and I had to buy a special edition dust jacket because I loved it so much. Now, my camera, for some reason, hates this dust jacket. It keeps overexposing it, so I'm going to quickly show you. But it does have two people on the front, which I won't say their names in case it's a spoiler. And then we have Valaris on the back, which, if you know, you know. My second home, I wish I could live there. Like, I want to go to there. Remember that? I want to go to there. Like, that's how I feel. And them on the front. I will put the name of this store on the screen. I believe last I checked, they were on hiatus. It is from Etsy, but I will put it there anyways in case you want to save it for later and like have a look in case they come back, because they do make dust jackets for the entire series. You can buy it as a set or you can buy them individually, which I ended up doing. So let's move to the next shelf. Anyway, finally, the last shelf. Guys, I get so many... Where's my little fluff? Here. I get so many questions on all of my videos why there's a rooster on my wall. And it's because, I'll tell you a quick story. I was seeing this like naturopath, like kinesiologist person. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, and we were talking and she was saying about like feng shui and stuff. And she was sort of telling me that like you should, in 2024 for the Chinese year, for like feng shui, there's like evil in the south and like you should never have your back facing the south. I was like, okay. And she goes, so if you like have a room that you sit in or you sleep in that's in the south, put a rooster on your wall facing the south so that it protects you, because apparently like roosters in the Chinese feng shui like ward off the spooky spirits. So because I was literally so scared after she told me that, what did? I went and printed out a cartoon rooster. I was terrified and I was like, oh, I took it down on New Year's Day too. And then I was like, oh, wait, when does Chinese New Year kick in? And it wasn't, obviously, it's not until the 29th. So that bad boy is staying up till the 29th and I'm taking it down. So that's the rooster story. Anyways, final bookshelf on this section for like the books that I love, obviously. We have another romantasy, fantasy sort of section. So going from left to right here, I've got a special edition of Throne of Glass. I have read the first book, guys. It's fine. I bought this years and years and years ago. Nice little hardcover. We have When the Moon Hatched, and we have the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, which I'm starting this year and I'm so excited for, because obviously last year I finished Caraval and I have the most beautiful editions of this series. Like I still like look at them every day and I'm like, holy Jesus, they are so beautiful. I'll quickly show you them because they're stunning. I can't show you Caraval because it's literally gonna fall if I take it off the shelf, but they're all these beautiful foiled editions of Caraval, as you can see. So they're like that, and then I'll show you the inside. The end papers look like this, and then they all have these amazing little like foiled settings for certain parts in the book, and I won't tell you what this is in case it's a spoiler, but I read Caraval last year, and whilst I thought the story was pretty mid, cannot stop thinking about Julian Santos. Like, I'm being so for real. The men in this series had me on the floor. Okay, it's beautiful. I love the friendship, the sisterhood like storyline. I just think it's so beautiful, and I cried, and I want more. I want more Julian and Scarlet. Thank you. Next. Okay, speaking of next, we have the Letters of Enchantment duology. Letters of Enchantment duology. We have the Serpent and the Wings of Night. This is part of the Crowns of Nyaxia series. First two books, Serpent and the Wings of Night, Ash and the Starburst King. Starburst? I say this every single time I talk about this series. It's Starcursed King. We have Songbird and the Heart of Stone, Six Scorch, Roses. I also have to shout out again my bestie Bridie, who is so crafty. She made me, if you guys have read the Cruel Prince series, she made me the letters. And I won't say who they're from or what they are, but if you've read the series, you know the letters, and she made them for me. So they sit up there. We do have Quicksilver by Callie Hart, and then sitting underneath it is actually another arc that I got sent. It's a proof of Quicksilver. It's basically just a black cover, and it's got Quicksilver written across the front, and that was also sent by Hachette, which is very, 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 very sweet. Okay, that is the first two shelves done. So I'm going to take you guys over to my TBR shelf, and I'm going to show you how I've done it up because it's super cute. Okay, so I might have to crouch a little bit. My stool's a bit bit tall for this little setup that I've got going here. So anyways, you guys, on the first shelf here, I do have a few different genres. So in the corner there, I've got my little Bell's TBR sign, which was on my other bookshelf, but it obviously is going to be for this entire bookshelf because it's ginormous. Anyways, in the far left corner over there has my Regency, like historical romance there. And as I mentioned, I've got all of my like Julia Quinn, my old ones that I found at that Lifeline Book Fest convention, which I'm going to in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to take you guys with me because it is so much fun. We've got a few more, again, historical romances, and then we've got some special editions of the Bridgerton series, which couldn't fit on that shelf, but we've got like, these are the originals, and this one's like It's in His Kiss, which is Hyacinth, and it has the step back. So that's going to be my mission when I go to this convention again. I want all of them with the step back because that is so cute. That Hyacinth and Gareth. So I want those. I've got two more for When He Was Wicked and The Viscount Who Loved Me, but they don't have step backs, but that's okay. Next to that there, we have all of my seasonal holiday romance, as you can see. So we've sort of got all my Halloweeny stuff in here, and then Christmas is down this little section here. And then from here onwards is like the start of the contemporary romance TBR. So let's take you guys down again. Anyways, again, going from left to right, we have the Bailey Brothers series. I do only own the first, 4 books. I've read the first little novella and definitely need to continue that. That is on my 25 books of 2025. Then we have the Gold Rush Ranch series, which I need to finish this year. It's like not a joke. That's also by Elsie Silver. I have all the indie versions. That's literally how long I've had them for before they were trad-pubbed. We've got the, is it Playing for Keeps series by Becca Mack? I definitely also want to start that this year. We've got the Valentine's Bay series by Samantha Lee, which I've just done my TBR. If you didn't see that video, please go check it out. And I'm continuing on that. So this is a small town romance series again. It's an Australian author as well, and it's really cute. So I'm going to continue that series this year. Next, we have some more standalones. So we've got obviously, I mean, Binding and Keeping 13 are part of a series, but we've got Yours Truly, Part of Your World, Abby Jimenez, and then we've got The X-Vows and You With a View by Jessica Joyce. And I cannot wait to read these books this year. A few of them are part of reading challenges, which I'm so excited for. And then again, more standalones. So we've got some Sarah Adams from Look Up With Love. We've got a few more Ashley Poston books and things like that. And then on this little stacker here is some more standalones. This is so cute, by the way. If anybody has read Whiskey Business, I think I've seen one of my friends on TikTok, Celeste, read this and rave about it, but it's by Elliot Fletcher. So if you've read this, please let me know because it looks so stinking cute. And when I saw it at my bookstore, I was like, you're coming home with me, like obviously. Okay, let's go down again. All right, next row down is a continuation of romance, and then I think we bleed into a bit of dark romance here. So we've got some more standalones on the corner there. My versions of the Addicted series is literally crazy because I started buying them. Some of them, again, when they were indie published, so they're ginormous. Some of them I just have, again, like from random little $2 book stands. I'm slowly collecting them. I am only at Addicted for now. I don't know if I'm going to continue. If I finish, I think Addicted for now might be on my 25 of 2025. If I finish that book this year and I'm not enjoying it, I don't think I'll continue the series because it's just, I don't know. It's not that the story's not for me because I actually quite like Lily's sisters. What are their names? Daisy and Reich and Daisy and Rose and Connor. I like those couples. I'm not really a big fan of Lily and Lo, so we'll see if I continue it. Then we have some emotional romances. So we've got some books by Dustin Thau. If you have not read You've Reached Sam, what are you doing with your life? We have some Kennedy Ryan, Megan Brandy. I've got to read the next book in that Tilly Cole, A Thousand Broken Pieces, I think it's called, Jennifer Hartman and things like that. And then on this section here, I'll move myself over. And then this section here has my dark romance TBR, which it does bleed down to the next shelf. So we've got this really cute special edition, which I don't know if I've shown you guys, but it's called You're So Dead to Me by Stephanie Holmes. And it's like a Halloweeny book. Look at those sprayed edges, right? This is like a white shoes, but there's ghosts, which I find very interesting. And I was sent that by Stephanie early last year, I want to say. So I need to try and get to that soon. Then we've got the rest of the Priest trilogy, whatever that is. I've read Priest. I need to read Sinner and Saint. I didn't like Priest though. I DNF'd it. We've got the Ritual and the Sinner from whatever that series is called. You know the one. And then we have Fiyero. Fiyero. If you know, you know. Now, I don't know how in the heck I'm going to get down on these bottom two shelves because it's going to get very, very dark. Anyways, in that corner there, we've got more dark romance. And then we have a few LGBT ones here for the TBR, which I'm so sorry about the angle, you guys. It's getting really hard to get this corner. So that's them there. And then in the corner here, we have Readers on the Riverfront, which if you've read ACOTAR, you will get that reference. I think for the next two shelves, I'm going to do handheld because there's no way I'm going to get the camera down there. All All right, coming down here, we do have the start of the romantasy section. So in the corner here, we do have a little letter from an author, which is very sweet. We've got some romantasy here. We've got things like games gods play, whatnot. And then we have my final little poster that I had on my wall there, which is obviously an ACOTAR quote. We have the rest of Throne of Glass, because as you guys know, that is a goal of mine this year to finish it. I don't know why. I just can't mentally get in the headspace to finish it, but I need to. And then of course we've got Crescent City. Coming down here, we have some general fic in the corner, and then we have my thriller books. And then this one here is sort of like a miscellaneous spot, because it's all of my like childhood books that I have read. Like you've got like Harry Potter and things like that, Percy Jackson. And I just needed a spot for them. So yeah, guys, that's the bookshelf tour. Alrighty, you guys, that is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking through all the way to the end. If you did, I really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys liked the bookshelf tour. I am just so happy with my setup now in my collection. It is very, very large. And as I sort of said throughout the video there, I'm very grateful. A lot of these I've obviously purchased myself, but I do get sent quite a few books as well. So I just want to say the biggest thank you to all the publishers and authors who have reached out to me in the past year to help me grow this beautiful collection as well. I really just like, I get a shock every time I open a door to a parcel. So it's very sweet and very generous. So thank you so much again. As always, you guys, if you aren't already, you are more than welcome to follow me on TikTok and on Instagram. I'll leave my handles on the screen and in the description box. And if you'd like to, you can like this video and subscribe to my channel, and make sure you're hitting that notification bell, the way you're notified each time a brand new video goes up. Thank you guys so much for stopping by again. I really, really appreciate it. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a lovely day or a lovely night, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.